Hey there, it's Dusty once again with a story for you. Title of this one is Am I the Astronaut for Refusing to Let My Girlfriend Bring Her Dead Dog's Ashes on Vacation? We're doing things a little bit different now. Go ahead and comment with your vote for where you think they would land on the Ascon scale now, and then after you hear the rest of the story, come back and revise that comment. It's kind of a weak vote here, but I'm going for as a could have done it differently. Not should have, but could have. My girlfriend, 29 female, and I, 28 male, have been together for 4 months. She had a dog that died a few months before we met. I've only ever spent the night at her place. I live with my sister and her 2 kids, so it's a little chaotic at my place. Girlfriend has a small 2 to 3 inches tall urn on her bedside table with the dog's ashes. Before she turns off her lamp to go to sleep, she always gives it a little tap on the top and says good night, as though she is talking to the dog. I think it's weird, but I've never said anything. I'm giving OP a red flag right now because look, you're dating this person, you're trying to get to know this person, and you're already judging them for some emotional attachments that they have. You can find it weird, and that's fine, but judging them for it is a different story. We were supposed to go away for the weekend. On Friday, I was watching her pack and noticed she took the urn and put it in the top pocket of her backpack. I asked what she was doing. She said she didn't want to leave the dog behind. I told her she was not allowed to bring the urn as it made me very uncomfortable. Okay, another red flag here because OP says that they told her she was not allowed to bring the urn. It wasn't a discussion. It wasn't a, hey, don't you think? It was a, you're not allowed because of me. I didn't want to see it anytime we returned to our hotel room. Oh, it's getting better. I didn't want her talking to her dead dog after we have had sex. It's weird, and frankly, she's been mourning this dog for too long. Oh, this just gets better and better. She didn't argue. She simply started to unpack her bag. She told me to have fun on the weekend getaway as she would not be coming. I asked if she was seriously choosing a dog's ashes over me. She said she was choosing herself over me, as I could have spoken to her with kindness and empathy, but didn't. She also said I didn't get to dictate how long she's allowed to grieve. Then she asked me to leave. She hasn't replied to my texts. I think she's overreacting. My sister said she can see both of our sides. Am I an asshole for thinking my girlfriend is weird for being so attached to her dead dog's ashes?
Yes.
Boy, I severely undervoted this one. Edit 1. The hotel was non-refundable and only a 3-hour drive, so I went on the trip without her.
Have fun.
LP's like double down, double down, double down, double down, bust.
Wait, the cruise left without him. He needs to get on that douche cruise.
Edit 2. She started seeing a psychologist around the same time we started dating. She hasn't told me any specifics, but she said the trauma of suddenly losing her dog brought to the surface other trauma in her past. No doubt. This is why I think she's been mourning for too long. She is still attached to the dog even after seeing a professional on a regular basis for several months. I don't think you get to say you've been mourning for too long. Like you don't get to pass along that kind of judgment, especially to somebody that you are dating, like courting, like trying to have a long-term relationship with. Like that's not respectful. There is an update here. This says update, and I'm sure this will make a lot of you happy. I get it. I'm an asshole. I texted my girlfriend to say I'm sorry for how I spoke to her and for dismissing her feelings. It was wrong. I also said I would like to apologize in person and offered to bring over her favorite takeout. She said, all good, don't worry about an in-person apology. I gathered the things you left at my house. Let me know when you would like to come pick them up. I'm hoping she'll still hear me out when I go to her place. It's looking real good for you, buddy. Edit 3. To those of you DMing me who think I'm NTA but won't post a public comment due to the risk of being downvoted, please stop. That's cowardly. To those saying my girlfriend is a lunatic, a sociopath, unhinged, a trauma dumper, has endless emotional baggage, in need of a mental institution, etc., please stop that too. While myself and others may not understand what she is going through, that doesn't automatically make her mentally unstable. She has a good heart and a good head on her shoulders. Name calling is unnecessary and borderline crueler than I was. At least OP recognizes that there was a healthy amount of cruelty in their actions here. I think Tater Thunder has some thoughts here. It's Tater Thoughts time, ladies and gentlemen. Tater Thought casserole time. Let's go.
What did OP gain other than justifying himself by sharing? Okay, you've manhandled that too many times. What did OP gain by making this stuff public? Because it was in his DMs. He only justified himself. He didn't do anything other than this last edit to just say, people agree with me. Look, there's more people that agree with me.
There's people who agree with me and they're cowards.
Yeah. There was no reason to add this to his post other than to say that he was justified. But I think what he told his girlfriend in all of this is that he's not emotionally intelligent enough to be in this relationship. It wasn't a conversation. It wasn't anything. It was just, you're not allowed to do this. Okay, you disagree with me. I'll go on the trip without you.
You're not allowed to do this because I don't understand it.
Yes. And if you don't understand, did it say how long ago she had lost?
A few months before they started dating.
Oh, dude, anyone who's lost a family member or pet, and there's no timeline on grief. What she was doing and how she was acting was not unhinged. It wasn't unhealthy. Like I still cry over the loss of my childhood pet sometimes. Like sometimes that grief hits you and you wonder what life would have been like if my dog hadn't died. And there's just no timeline. Am I better now? Yes, of course. But in that moment, like when it happened, it sucked really bad. And sometimes those feelings hit you when you least expect it. And so I think to say that it's been long enough is one of the worst things you can say to somebody who's going through grief and losing a pet. I mean, the way that we love our dogs, like I don't even want to think about what's going to happen when they're no longer here.
Or you're going to start crying just thinking about it.
Let's
avoid that.
I almost started tearing up on the way here because I thought, what if I have to live this life without you at some point? Don't know.
Randomly?
I can't help myself. I think it was because I passed a funeral home.
Are you plotting my demise?
No,
what's happened?
I passed a funeral home.
Like,
and
what
my
if
brain
my
was
plan
like,
actually works?
I would never.
Am I prepared for those
I would
consequences?
never. Yeah, but then I come to work and he's poking me with a poker stick, and I'm like, good riddance. Stop! It's a head scratcher or back scratcher.
Did you say good riddance?
And I'm like, oh, okay, this is why.
I poked one too many times, folks.